Everyone, today we get a conversation between Jesus and Martha. When Jesus arrived, he found that Lazarus had already been in the tomb for 4 days. Bethany was a little less than 2 miles from Jerusalem, and many Judeans had come to comfort Martha and Mary after their brother's death. When Martha heard that Jesus was coming, she went to meet him, while Mary remained in the house. Martha said to Jesus, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother wouldn't have died. Even now, though, I know that whatever you ask God, God will give you." Jesus told her, "Your brother will rise again." Martha replied, "I know he will rise in the resurrection in the last day." Jesus said to her, "I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever trusts in me will live even though they die. Everyone who lives and trusts in me will never die. Do you have faith in this?" She replied, "Yes, Lord, I believe that you are the Christ, God's Son, the one who is coming into the world." So Martha's statement at the beginning, I think, is kind of the perfect expression of lament, because it's both a statement of accusation and of trust. When she says, "If you had been here," which means you weren't here, Lord. I asked for your help and you didn't show up. My life fell apart and you were nowhere to be found. I thought you loved me. So what gives? Because, and here's part of the trust, you could have stopped him from dying, she's saying, right? She believes in Christ's power, but in a way that kind of makes it worse. The one with the power to save waited. Faith in God doesn't automatically solve all of our problems. And in fact, sometimes it actually adds to them. If our only possible response to suffering and loss were, well, so it goes, then we can't really be disappointed. Right? If the universe is just cold and indifferent to our losses, well, why expect anything else? But is that our only option? Now, in the face of those losses, many people will respond with platitudes, which is what Martha hears from Jesus when he says, "He'll rise again." Right? It's kind of the ancient equivalent of, well, he's in a better place. He's with God now. We see here that resurrection was already established as the Jewish hope. It wasn't something that came later after Jesus. But in a similar way, that statement is a way of saying, well, yeah, it's nice that someday God will reunite us all and bring us back together. But that's then. And I'm in pain. I'm grieving. I'm upset now. What about those feelings, Jesus? But Jesus here reveals that somehow he's also actually talking about now as well. I am the resurrection and the life. It's not just a future thing. And obviously there's something mystical about his statement that those who believe in him never die. I can't really explain it, so I'm just going to leave it there for today. Just in a similar way, you can't actually explain away grief, even though we sometimes try to do that too. Today, I'm encouraged by Martha's honesty, and that Jesus isn't upset by her questions or her emotions, but that in the midst of it all, in Christ, life somehow is not ended, it's merely changed.